Courtney. How are you? Happy Monday.
Happy Monday to you, Alex, and also happy good morning to the T Tribe. Hey, y'all.
Yes. Good morning, T Tribe. Hope you all had a wonderful weekend. Courtney, how was your weekend? Let's start with you.
It was a really good weekend, Alex. Honestly, I relaxed.
Did you get
I
your
did
work
something
done?
that huh?
Did you get your work done?
Listen, that work, girl, definitely was worked on, but not complete just yet. But I did catch up on RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars because I hadn't watched any of it at all. I feel like I was beat over the head with the Drag Race, and all of it was too much. So I took a break, and I had like 3 seasons of it. But now I'm all caught up on All Stars, and it was very exciting. Dot 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 dot. Question mark. Actually, I'm gonna take that back. It was very lukewarm, but I'm glad I made it through it. Let me say that.
Love a little lukewarm content. That's just my style. Okay. No, it's got to be
What
hot,
about you? What
Courtney.
did you do this weekend?
It was one of my best friend's birthdays. So I actually went to the beach, very safe before anyone judges. We were social distancing and wearing our masks and all that jazz. But it was so nice to kind of get out. I actually haven't really been to the beach since all of this quarantine and stay at home went down. So it was nice to be out and just, feel some fresh air and get a little sun. And so it was really, really great. And I recommend take those walks, go to the beach if you can be safe. Don't be around a lot of people, as we all know, but get out there because it really does good stuff for your mind. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not a beach girl. However, I am a walking girl. I will walk not anywhere. Like I'm not gonna pull a Making the Band for those of y'all that remember. I'm not gonna walk all the way from Harlem to Brooklyn for cheesecake. But I do enjoy a nice round the block moment. I don't live in an area that's not walkable. So I enjoy a good walk. I actually should get out and get some fresh air. Maybe I'll I ain't gonna go inside CVS, girl, but maybe I'll walk past it and I'll go, oh, CVS, oh, miss you, darling.
A good walk can do so much for the soul, let me tell you. I see some people in the chat. Yes, everyone, we got a little facelift. So we have some new graphics. We hope you like them. Let us know in the chat if you like our new look, our new Hollyscoop look.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Alex, I am loving the new look. It does not feel like it's trying. It just feels like it's very effortless, very organic, as the girls out in LA say. And it definitely feels natural. So I hope that you guys like it. If you guys do, can you put some stars in the chat so that we know and everybody else know that y'all are fans of our new aesthetic? Yes.
Yes. Oh, Betty Ann is saying, I love it with lots of exclamation points. Karina is saying simple and classy. We love it. Just like a little simple and class. Everyone, hard eyes. Good. I love it. Good morning. Tamra is loving the new look. This is so fun.
We love a good decision.
Okay, so we have a lot to discuss. There's a lot that happened this weekend, as every weekend, the tea it comes in hot over the weekend. We can't even catch up, but let's talk about what we're going to get into. Of course, the Jeffree Star news. Morphe cuts ties with Jeffree Star. We will hop into that tea. And then we got some new music. JLo is teasing a new collaboration with Maluma. Fans are going nuts about this. We'll get into that. And then, of course, Amber Riley is clapping back after people criticize her over her Naya Rivera silence. Of course, that sad story is still developing, but a lot of Glee stars and former co-stars of Naya are speaking out. So we'll touch on that. And then Cardi B threw Culture a very lavish 2-year-old birthday party, and the cops came. So this is just a funny story. Then Katy Perry is revealing why she supports Kanye for president, even though she loves him as an artist. We'll get into that story. Then, Courtney, we got a little update. I'm sure you may have spoken about this on your green chair chats, but Jada Pinkett Smith admits about August. So this is we got the tea. So we will get into that. Did you watch that whole interview? Because it was weird and awkward watching too.
It was an event that I waited for. I went and got Trader Joe's mac and cheese out the freezer, girl. I cleared my damn sexual, fluffed the pillows, and I sat down and got into all of the explanations and entanglements. But we'll have to, y'all just hang on to your vine. We'll swing that way in just a moment.
Save it for when we get into it, because I have all the same feelings and we have to discuss it. And then some sad news: Joey Graceffa and boyfriend Daniel Preda break up after 6 years of dating. And then our Card Jenner tea time. Kim shares a very sweet throwback of Kanye's mom, Donda, right before Kanye drops a new song with her name on his mother's birthday, her life. And then Stormi looks just like Travis Scott in this hilarious new photo that Chloe posted of Stormi and True. And True just wants a donut. Like, we'll get into that, okay? This is some funny stuff. And then Rob Kardashian posted this. He's doing these new photos, these like down where you just see his shorts and his socks and his shoes. I don't know what angle that is, but with a cryptic caption, and people think maybe he's having another baby. It's weird. And then, of course, the story that we're fascinated with today, our OMT story. Meg Thee Stallion gets called out for hanging out with Kylie Jenner this weekend. She went Instagram Live, they were hanging out in this wonderful pool, and Tory Lanez is involved. And we're going to get into that drama because we need to know what's going on here, because we have no idea. So there's some good tea, right, Courtney?
Absolutely. Alex, before we get started, I do think that it's important for us to mention, shout out to Mally, because I do see you in the chat, that Kelly Preston Travolta did pass away from breast cancer, and it was very, very, very sad. She's been in a lot of films, and she's very beloved. She's been around for a moment. So if you were a huge fan of Kelly Preston Travolta, we're sending our condolences to you and to her family as well.
Yes, some horrible, heartbreaking news. Of course, she's been battling with this over 2 years. John Travolta posted a tribute to her on Instagram. It is just so sad. They had a beautiful marriage, and she was a great actress. So yes, sending condolences and prayers to their family during this difficult time, because I can't even imagine what they're going through. Just horrible.
Absolutely.
Yes. So let's is it that time? Should we pour up that tea, Courtney? Do we still have our watermelon tint?
Actually, girl, I do. No, I really wanted to start the week off kind of flavorful, so I do have my watermelon mint moment. I'm ready to get summery and minty and invigorating, girl.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Cheers. Cheers to watermelon mint.
Cheers, girl. Bam. Ooh, that's hot, girl. Hot girl summer.
Isn't it so interesting how some drinks can just taste like summer, for example? Like, there are certain drinks where you just get a feeling when you drink it. You know what I mean? Like a mojito, you're on vacation, or a pina colada. It's always, the standard vacation drink. So now watermelon gives you some
strawberry mojito, because it's giving me that light fruity moment, but it's giving me the bite of that mint, girl. You need a good mojito, y'all. It's all age.
Yes, love a good mojito. Okay, so let's get right into it. Let's kick off. These are all the stories that you may have missed this weekend, but don't worry, because we have the tea to spill through today. Of course, let's kick it off with this Jeffree Star news. Morphe Cosmetics has officially cut ties with Jeffree Star after Jackie Aina and more YouTubers have spoken out. Of course, Morphe has been a long term makeup distribution or distributed for Jeffree Star Cosmetics and many other beauty YouTubers. Well, they've officially severed ties after all this recent controversy. So they released a statement on Friday saying, quote, "Today we've made the decision to cease all commercial activity related to Jeffree Star and affiliated products. We expect this to conclude within the coming weeks. As we look to the future, we will continue to share updates on what lies ahead for the Morphe brand." So Jeffree Star Cosmetics has already responded with an interesting response. He said, quote, "Hey, Star family, we are shocked and saddened by the decision of our former retail partner Morphe Brushes on parting ways with our brand and Jeffree. Over the past 5 years, we've accomplished amazing things together and released iconic products. We are proud of everything we've accomplished with them. What's next? We have an incredible remainder of 2020 left and are excited to share our products with you and our partners around the world. We know our customers will continue to create, inspire, and push the boundaries of our art. Love you all so much." Okay. So, Courtney, do you think Jeffree should be shocked and saddened by this decision? I mean, in my opinion, this apology is very inappropriate, feels as if they're playing a little dumb. It's like, this didn't come out of left field. We've all been following this story for a while now. Like, there's no accountability with this statement, right?
My thing is, Alex, we still haven't heard Jeffree say anything about Shane or Tati or James or any of his involvement in any of that. So I'm like, girl, everything that Jeffree had to say is whatever, irrelevant. My thing is, Morphe, why did it take a big Black creator like Jackie Aina and some of the others to drop the partnership? Like, people stopped activating their Morphe code. So you can't go and type in Jackie's code and get your 10% or whatever it was off anymore. Why do you have to lose revenue to realize that Black Lives Matter? There's a lot of that sort of performative activism going on with the brands right now. As soon as y'all realize that there's a potential even that you could lose money, all of a sudden y'all are like, oh my God, look at all the Black people around. There's one we can put on the grid all of a sudden that never existed before a month ago. So, I mean, I feel like all of it is trash. Jeffree is trash, being Jeffree, and Morphe is trash for waiting 50 million years until they started to lose money to decide that they're not going to work with Jeffree. Because it was no problem, Alex, when Jeffree and Shane was outside and all the kids all were crowding the mall waiting for the meet and greet. You get what I'm saying? They only care about the money aspect of it to me. Do you think that that's fair? Do you think they should have just, stood strong with their whole chest and kept endorsing Jeffree, or what?
No, I think this is very fair. I think he completely deserves this. And what I want to say is I just hope that this isn't the last we hear of Jeffree. I mean, we are still waiting for a certain apology. Of course, he addressed this and we hear this statement, but where is the apology that we've been waiting for? So I guess we'll just have to stay tuned. But on this note, this is positive. As people that have been following the story, we've been waiting for Morphe to kind of comment on this. So this is, I guess, good news for people that feel it should have happened a long time ago.
Mm-hmm. Before we move on, Alex, let me ask the T Tribe and then we can jump right into the next story. Are y'all going to support Morphe if you did before, after them dropping Jeffree? Because it was to my understanding that the most people were going to Morphe for was Jada and Jeffree's product. So will y'all still continue to support Morphe now that they've dropped Jeffree, or are y'all over it?
Yeah, that's a good question, because they're obviously going to lose a lot of money. So I wonder if even as a brand, if they're going to still be as successful as they once were. I mean, they really, as a brand, as a business decision, took a risk, a right risk, but they took a risk kind of just releasing him. So it'll be interesting to kind of see where the brand develops in at all. Donna Lee in the chat is saying, I like Morphe brushes. I've actually never used them myself, but I wonder if they are good. I should.
A lot of people like them, Alex, and a lot of people enjoy the fact that they're affordable. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So once you combine the affordability with a coupon code of a creator that you like, you're practically not really paying anything for them. And if they're decent, it's like, why not? So shout out to the beauty girls out there. I love the makeup.
Yes, shout out to the beauty girls. One of my favorite beauty girls, Mrs. Glam, JLo, had some fun news. She is teasing a new collab with Maluma, and fans are going nuts. So JLo posted this photo with Maluma on Instagram with the caption, "Pase lo que pase, toy pati. Are you ready?" Thank you. That's my Spanish for the morning. JLo posted two photos, them with what looks like maybe a script, possibly. We don't actually know. The two are starring in an upcoming rom-com, so fans are assuming the song is for the movie. So this is some exciting news. First of all, did you know Maluma was an actor? We know JLo, of course, is an actress, but did you know that?
I'm going to be professional because we are at work. Alex, I don't know much about Mr. Maluma except that he is always on my Twitter timeline and he is never ugly. That's what I'll say. Man.
Bad on the eyes. So I'm excited to hear this collab. What other Latin artists would you like to see collaborate? I'm just going to say that I, growing up, was a huge Ricky Martin fan. It was like probably my second concert ever. So I would want to see like Ricky Martin and maybe like a new Latin artist collab. Like, I guess
Ricky Martin and Bad Bunny
would be, or Ricky Martin and Bad Bunny. That would be fun to see. Yeah. I love a good collab.
And Selena. That's the two of them.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
Selena so and or Carol G and Bad Bunny.
Yeah. Ooh, these would be good.
And Becky
now, are you?
Becky G, sorry, I'm getting caught up now. Sorry, we ain't gonna spend too much time. But yes, there's lots of possibilities. The possibilities are limitless, y'all. Where's Becky?
Yeah, let's do Becky G. Becky G and Ricky Martin. We could do. I mean, there's so much we could do. I love a good collab. I think it brings out the best in collaborations are great in music, and I think it brings out kind of the best sides of artists because they kind of have that one time to shine. So I just love to see what artists can create every time they collab. So I'm really into it. Are you going to see the movie though? Are you going to watch a rom-com with JLo and Maluma? I mean, I would like to see those two kids. No offense, A-Rod, and I know Maluma has a significant other, but
I don't think that I'll be taking the time to watch, but shout out to them for working. You get what I'm saying? Especially during this time, girl.
Exactly. Oh my. Okay, let's get into working and actually former coworkers, technically. Amber Riley is clapping back after people criticize her and other former Glee co-stars after their Naya Rivera silence. So Amber Riley spoke out against fans who have posted comments that she and fellow Glee co-stars have gone relatively silent on social media. Leah Michelle also deleted her Twitter account on Saturday, and some fans think it was due to alleged bullying about not speaking about Naya. And then, of course, hashtag 7 years without Corey started to trend on Twitter yesterday because it's the anniversary of Corey Monteith's passing. So there's a lot going on with the Glee family, but Amber Riley took to Twitter and posted this. She said, quote, "Show some respect. All our energy is going towards helping finding Naya and praying for her safe return and for her family. No one owes anyone online a performance of grief. This is very real and devastating. Focus on Naya and her family, not us. We don't matter right now." And I really love this because first off, do you think people, mourn differently and no one should really judge anyone else's process? Because I truly believe that everyone goes through that kind of mourning differently and no one should be judged for how they respond. I also think that on social media, it's kind of created an outlet where people think they can just judge celebrities for not responding the way they wanted them to respond. And it's like, at the end of the day, these people are human. Like, they are going through a lot. And may not necessarily want to share their pain on social media, and that's okay. How do you feel
like people shouldn't be judging how others grieve. That's like such a weird thing to do. It's like, for me, Alex, I just feel like whether something was said or not, you should know, based off of how long they worked together and how close that they were, that there's obviously a level of care there. And just because that level of care is not dispersed out to the world for public consumption doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. You get what I'm saying? Like, when I grieve, I just disappear. I just vanish. That doesn't mean that I'm not, you get what I'm saying? Like, everyone does it differently. It's a process that's unique to every single person. So I wish that people would be a little bit more sensitive to that. You know what I mean?
Agree. I completely agree. Wesley is saying people need to get this out of their heads. Not everything should be done online. Some things are best to be kept private. Y'all doing the most again. Ugh. Yeah, I think grieving, like we said, everyone deals with the process differently, and not everything needs to be public. I know some people will actually argue the other side of it, where they are public figures, so they have a responsibility to acknowledge it. I disagree with that. I think they should deal with it however they want to deal with it, and timing heals, and maybe they need time to process. Everyone needs time to process.
I agree, Alex, and people were doing the same thing, not to be all Real Housewives of Atlanta stan on you all, but people were doing the same thing to Nene Leakes. So, like, for those of y'all that don't know or maybe don't remember, Nene Leakes also was on Glee, I would say, during the climax of the Real Housewives of Atlanta heyday. She was on Glee like a character, and her and Naya were close. Naya was even on Real Housewives of Atlanta, and Nene sort of put something out on Instagram. Like, people have been like asking me, like, why haven't I said anything, or why I've been so quiet, and it's like, it felt like she had been bullied to forced to like put up this random clip of her and Naya from the show, like, on her Instagram. And I wanted to be like, girl, you did not have to do that. Obviously, Nene Leakes knows what's going on. Like, she's a human like the rest of us. She doesn't need to grieve publicly or put out a statement publicly if she didn't want to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. And I think it should just be left for everyone to deal with it, how they want to deal with it. And at the end of the day, we just need to send thoughts and prayers to Naya's family and everyone struggling with this horrible news, because it's just heartbreaking. And we hope that we have some answers sometime soon. But on that note, before we get into this party news, our good friend Mika has entered the chat, and I think it's time for a little bit of 5, 6, 7, 8.
Miss Mika, nice to meet ya. Miss Mika, she on Fleeka. Miss Mika, she loves the Tika, and we see ya. Miss Mika, go Mika, go Mika, go Mika. Happy Monday, Mika. I hope you had a beautiful weekend, Mika. Hey.
Yes, happy Monday, Mika. We are so happy to have you here with us. Before we get into this Cardi B news, because listen to this. Cardi B throws a lavish 2-year-old birthday party for Culture, and the neighbors call the cops on Cardi. So on Saturday, Culture turned 2, and they threw a birthday party for a queen. Cardi B posted a selfie photo of the cops coming to her house as she sipped on a martini in an Instagram story with the caption, "We was too loud, I guess." The cops didn't stay very long because shortly after the party continued. So the highlight of this party, this is them all, twins as a family. Culture is just having the time of your life if you look at everything on social media. The highlight of the party was Cardi's walking tour. So she proudly presented a face mask station with free masks that say Culture and a sign asking guests to wear them. Look at all these balloons. I mean, people are having a great time. Of course, this is just, lavish. There's this ball pit. We really get an inside look into all of this. But the next clip shows that none of the guests were wearing, or some of this clip you can see, none of them are wearing masks. So the COVID precautions were on theme, but really only decorative because no one really followed the rules. So do you think that people are kind of, look at this. She's 2 years old. It's just crazy. Do you think people are overcompensating, celebrating birthdays because of COVID? Or do you think that this is something Cardi would have done anyway? Have you ever heard of a 2-year-old's birthday that has been broken up by the cops? Because I know I haven't.
Shout out to them for at least trying to, I guess, maybe appear to be trying to practice safety. But if they weren't using the masks, like, you know what I mean? Because then there's the potential risk that your child could get sick. Were there people outside of their family at the party, or was it just the 3 of them with all them tables like that?
Well, it's, if you see, they quickly pan. There's a few children there. I don't know if they're family or friends, but I just think that this party is amazing. Like,
let me ask you this, Alex: are you going to a child party right now? Because me,
yeah,
not. So I
know. Personally,
wonder how people enjoyed themselves. Honestly, I'd feel anxious just going to the supermarket. The fact that people, even people like just within the state, are like throwing parties and like having fun with like 30 and 40 people is like terrifying to me. So are you going to parties? Not are you going to parties, but if you were a parent, would you throw your child a party? Or because you're not a parent, would you attend a 2-year-old's party?
If I was a parent, I would not throw my child that type of party. However, let me just say, I'm not judging. Cardi can throw her daughter a party, any type of party she wants to throw. But what I will say is, with the current climate with COVID, I think personally I would be a little hesitant to throw a party for a group of people. I think that I would probably focus it more on the family and make it kind of small. But at the end of the day, if she wants to buy all these balloons and make Culture have the time of her life, that's her prerogative as a parent. But I, not being a parent, would not attend a party because that would just kill me if I got a little child, a 2-year-old, sick. If I had, no symptoms but could be asymptomatic or any of that. So no. So no to both of your questions. What about you?
I want to respond to a comment, Alex, and I'm sure that I'm perceiving the question right before I respond. So Kiwesi Wright is saying, so people should have no life anymore, question mark. To that, I want to respond to everyone that has the thought of, well, what, should life just stop because there's Corona? Or what, I should never party again because there's Corona? Should life stop because there's Corona? No. However, understand that by living your life, you might not have one shortly. Or by living your life, you could shorten or end someone else's that you really love and care about. So I just want y'all to think about that. For me, it's just not worth it. To go and get a haircut and then come home and kill my boyfriend is not worth it. To go out and grab a drink real quick and sit outside with my friends out in West Hollywood, it's not worth it. To be in Atlanta in a nightclub where they installed a pool and y'all are all like partying and splashing around, splish splash in the bathtub thinking that y'all are cute in the club, and then next week y'all are all going to be dead. It's not worth it. You get what I'm saying? So I'm not saying that your life has to stop. Just understand the dice that you roll when you go out and you act and pretend like nothing is wrong just because it's not affecting you or you know anyone that has got it yet.
Yeah, I also think on that point, you have to pick and choose what your priorities are. So there are some cases in life that there are things that you may feel are important to celebrate. For example, like I said, my best friend's birthday, we were safe. There are ways that you can celebrate and still kind of follow precautions, but just follow the precautions. I mean, you can live your life, but live your life safely because, like you said, it's not always about yourself. It's about other people that you can also potentially harm. So on that note, shout out to Culture for having a wonderful party because
absolutely
she's super cute, and we hope everyone was safe and that no one obviously was harmed or anything like that. But let's get into some Katy Perry news, because people are still talking about Kanye and him running for president. Specifically, Katy Perry, who opened up to Sirius Hits Radio that she didn't take Kanye really seriously with his presidential bid. Even though she loves him, she doesn't want this to happen. She said, quote, "What we've learned looking back is that the presidential job is best suited for someone with experience and that is a pro in their field. I love Kanye. He is amazing. I just, I love him as an artist. And I think he's an incredible disruptor as an artist and a conversation maker as an artist. And that's what I love most about him." So, of course, we've talked about this many times. We know how many celebrities feel about Kanye, how we feel about this situation. But is there any celebrity, I want to change the conversation. Is there any celebrity that you do think could run for president? Because I think Oprah could have a great chance. I know that Angelina Jolie and Emma Watson have worked as UN ambassadors. Leo has made, waves in the fight for environmental action. Like, there are celebrities that have been activists as well that could potentially take this job over someone that really has no experience. What do you think about that?
I think after Donald, we the president again ever, never, ever, ever again. Not Angelina Jolie, not Oprah, none of them. None of them. And the reason why, Alex, is because at this point, with everything that is coming out with Epstein and Bill Cosby and all of these other predators, I just don't know what y'all are really into. To just be honest and transparent, and I don't want those people leading my country.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, I think a politician would be much better at the job, but it is fun to kind of think about that there are some celebrities that are activists. I know Lady Gaga has been an activist for the LGBTQ community. I think that there are people that do kind of focus on that besides their art. But at the end of the day, I think a politician. Yeah. Karina says, no celebrities as president. I don't want it. A lot of people in the chat are saying celebrities should not run for president. Arnold Schwarzenegger was a governor. Yeah, that's true.
That's where it stopped. Right there, Elva. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're hoping that none of this happens, because we need to, focus on people that have that experience and that can kind of hopefully bring this world back to some sort of, I guess, new normal, I should say. But let's get into, because Kanye is making waves with this presidential run, of course, because people can't stop talking about it. But some other couples are making a lot of waves, and one specifically is Jada Pinkett Smith and I guess Will Smith, because the two took it to the red table to basically discuss this whole August Alsina affair, and Jada admitted that it happened. In a 12-minute red table talk episode, she basically said she had an affair with August. It was 4.5 years ago when her and Will's marriage was going through a rough patch, and she was separated from Will with the intention to actually get divorced. If you watch the interview, it's very apparent that they really thought that this was over. Like, the two of them were like, we were in the worst place of our marriage we've ever been in. It kind of seems like it was more Will sided. It seemed like he had the anger towards Jada, if you watch it, at least in my opinion. But she also clarifies that August's claim that Will gave his blessing was not true, saying that she did say August is not a homewrecker. They were separated. But the only person that can give permission is herself, which is very true. At the end of the day, you are the only person that can really decide whether or not you want to, have a relationship with someone. And then when Will asked why, she said she just wanted to feel good. And she also mentioned that it was a joy to help heal someone. So they both talked about that August first came to their family. He needed help. He was sick. I don't know if he was actually physically sick or mentally sick? I didn't really get. Maybe you know more of this, Courtney, or the T Tribe. I didn't really understand
I thought he was physically sick for a period of time. He sort of fell out of music. I could be wrong. Correct me, August Alsina stands, but there definitely is a story with August Alsina for sure.
Right. So he was sick and he came to the family, and then Jada said that she is just drawn to people that need help, and she saw that in him. So Will, it was funny because Will kind of joked that he felt like he was the husband at a press conference with his wife, where he has to act normal, saying like, "I'm going to stand by my woman no matter what." Like, you know, like you see athletes, we've seen this before in the press. And then they fist pumped at the end, saying, "We ride together, we die together, bad marriage for life." And they had this like cute kind of like light moment. Do you think that you could ever look at your significant other the same after they kind of had an affair? The way they, even if they were separated, if you were separated, or do you think that's something you couldn't get over?
For me, it's not an affair. Like, that's the thing that I feel like people keep, like, the communication on that for me is like not correct. If they're in a marriage and they come to a situation where they both decide that they need to separate, and they say, "Hey, we're not going to get divorced," or whatever the situation was, we're not together. Goes over here and does this maybe, and Jada is over here with August definitely, then it doesn't really seem like it's an affair. To me, Alex, it sounds like, to me, speculation, not confirmation. To me, it seems as though the Smiths explained specifically what had to be explained. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So because August Alsina came out and said that I was in a relationship with Jada, we all had to focus on Jada having an entanglement with August Alsina. Now, not saying that this is true or anything like that, but what if separation Will was just someone else? Will could have been on vacation with someone else, and that woman just didn't come and do an interview. You get what I'm saying? So I feel as though the rules and boundaries of their relationship weren't really our business, right? Where I'm a little bit stuck and murky on is, if your marriage is open, go for it. That's your relationship. Who am I to judge? Did August know all of the complexities of your relationship before y'all got involved? Is that the reason why August decided ultimately to walk away? He said he walked away from the complexities of the relationship, right? So Jada and Will, what? They decided they ultimately weren't going to divorce, which we already knew because they've said that in interviews before. They've said, we're like partners, you be over there in the mansion, I'm over here, and we're still going to be together. Is it Will and Jada's fault that August got hurt because he didn't understand or maybe wasn't informed of all of the complexities of their relationship and marriage? Things to consider. If that wasn't communicated correctly, then I feel bad for August. But if he knew what he was getting himself into on a situational kind of basis, then how can I feel bad? You knew that Jada was a woman that was never going to leave her husband. You needed healing, but it sounds like maybe you needed a life coach and a therapist, and not Jada Pinkett Smith and the Smith family. Love them to death, all of them. But, what do you think, Alex?
Well, I want to mention that I read in the chat that someone said that he had an addiction issue. So that was the case.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So that is the struggle that he was going through, and his health and all of that. So, but what I will say to your point about the entanglement, because they kind of went back and forth on this if you watch the interview, because Jada refers to it as an entanglement, and Will stops her and says entanglement, and he makes her reiterate that it was a relationship. So Will, you can kind of, it was uncomfortable to watch. You can tell that Will still feels, it was hard for him to kind of speak about it. Even though they've moved past it, it's still, you could kind of see his side of the pain a little more, at least in my opinion. I think they've worked through it and they've grown.
Imagine getting over the biggest hump of your relationship years ago. Right?
Yeah.
And mad strangers all over the world are now making fun of you before, and now you got to sit in front of and do what you're doing with me right now. And now you got to sit and discuss that situation that almost tore your mess apart in front of the whole world. I think I would be sitting up there looking with the red eyes. Girl, you got the red eyes.
So would I. Oh, I understand the uncomfortableness. But I just wanted to make point of that because it seems, because in the press at first, August made it seem that Will gave his blessing, but you can see in this interview, it is a genuine reaction. There's genuine emotion that this was not Will's blessing or desire, at least. And of course, we weren't in the relationship. We're not in their whole kind of understanding and open relationship. But then Will said that he joked that he has to get her back for this. What do you think about that? Do you think that you have to get your significant
girl? Yeah. Said he already did that, girl. So I'm like, well, how do we know that the August Alsina thing wasn't in response to something that was initiated? Oh, we don't know. We just don't know. What I do want to leave as my final thought, Alex, though, is when it comes to people, because there may be someone that is in an August Alsina type position right now. If you are okay playing the game, you get what I'm saying? You have to recognize, understand, and then play your position. Because the second you don't play your position, you get benched. And where's August right now? Out on the bench.
It's very, very true.
Oh.
Exactly. I mean, those types of situations are very, very messy. But like you said, you're going to get hurt. It's kind of like, when people are in, and this is not what Jada and Will are in, but when people are in a relationship and there's like a side piece, so to speak, you know what I mean? Like, if you think that you are more than, you're going to get hurt. You always know that you're going to get hurt. And not that I'm calling August a side piece, because Jada said they did have a relationship together or entanglement or however they want to refer to it. But it just gets tough because, feelings are feelings. You're going to catch them, so it's just kind of, you have to decide whether you want to get involved in situations for your own being, it's just, It's hard. It's hard, but I'm happy. I mean, that's what's so great about the Red Table Talk. Like, they really address those uncomfortable conversations. Of course, we had, the Jordyn interview, who is very close with the Smith family. And we've seen so much go down. Like, I really, really admire that they have the strength to kind of address those issues so publicly like that. Like, it's just really, really cool. And I admire them for that. So I hope they're happy. That is one thing that I will say. You do see how beautiful and strong, even if it gets a little messy sometimes, they really do truly love each other and work hard relationship. And relationships are difficult at the end of the day. And they really, really, it's unconditional love, as they say. So
yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's talk about another relationship that is, a little messy right now, but do have unconditional love. YouTubers Joey Graceffa and his boyfriend have broken up after 6 years of dating, Daniel Preda. In an emotional 14-minute interview, they said they broke up 3 months ago, and they've been living together still since then, which is so hard. It was like not the worst time, but it was like obviously not ideal timing. So they said they don't want people to think they broke up because of everything going on. It had been coming along for a bit. And since time slowed down, they really were forced to focus on their relationship. And it really built up over the years. So there were no distractions left, and they really had to just deal with it. So I know we've spoken about this before, but do you think quarantine is really testing relationships and having people reevaluate kind of where they stand? Because there really aren't many distractions anymore. You spend a lot of time together now.
I don't really understand. Maybe I'm just the weird case. Like, y'all don't realize y'all don't like y'all significant others before you spend mad time with them, or what? Like, I'd love hanging out with my boyfriend. Like, that's the only person I want to hang out with. Girl, don't call me because I'm hanging out with my boyfriend. So, like, the fact that there are people that are like, oh my God, it's too much time with my boyfriend. I hate him. I'm over it. And we're breaking up now is like so weird to me. Also, just FYI, I do not care that Joey Graceffa and Mr. Preda broke up. I will say, one, that this is not news. Two, that Joey Graceffa, this is the one thing I will say about Joey Graceffa. Story time. I met Joey Graceffa at the Streamies 2 years ago. A really good friend of mine introduced us. It was the first time. I want to let y'all know, in case you're a Joey Graceffa stan out there, I literally don't think I have seen 2 full Joey Graceffa videos ever. He's been around since the sun came up, Alex.
Yeah.
Joey Graceffa has the softest hands on earth. When I went to shake his hand, Alex, it felt like, I can't even describe what it was like to touch his hand. It was the most delicate skin texture I have ever felt in my life. I need to get Joey Graceffa rich. So I don't know if that was La Mer or what that was, whatever moisturizer that was, y'all. But Joey Graceffa had that expensive Oprah rich moisturizer on his hands, and it was beautiful. Sorry that they broke up. I think Daniel's gonna miss his hand.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know. That is a great story. Let me tell you about a good moisturizer. Not sponsored. As we're getting into that, there's this Eucerin, simple. It's not that expensive, but there's a 48-hour one. It has a red cap. Let me just tell you, if you want to feel smooth for 48 hours, maybe that's what he was wearing. It has a red cap and it says a 48-hour like clock on it from thing I use because I love it so much. So if you're looking for a good moisturizer, Eucerin is your girl. Well, sad for them. You know, breakups in general are not great, and we hope that they find happiness somewhere else if it's not in their relationship. But let's get into some more relationships that we don't know if they're happy or what's going on, because our Card Jenner tea time, we always are just testing relationships. That, you know, there's new ones, there's old ones, we don't know. The latest news is Kim Kardashian news. This is a sweet news. So, yes.
I got to
Oh my goodness. How could I forget the best part of Card Jenner tea time? Take it away, Courtney. You go.
If y'all are ready for all the tea from behind the Card Jenner gates, turn your volumes down for Card Jenner tea time. Hello to everyone in my studio, which is no one, just myself. Bam, hit it, girl.
There we go. How dare I start without that intro? It's just like, it wouldn't be the same. Okay, so let's get into this Kim news, because she shared a very sweet throwback video of Kanye West and his mother right before Kanye dropped a new song called Donda in honor of his mother. Kim took to Twitter to honor her late mother-in-law for what would have been her 71st birthday with a vintage video of Kanye singing Hey Mama off his 2005 late registration, of course. So in the clip, Kanye can be seen smiling as he sings and dances alongside his mother in a home kitchen. It really is a beautiful, beautiful clip that they have, and it must be something that he watches often, because it is very sweet. And so Kanye also performed this song on Mother's Day in 2019 for one of his Sunday services. And then, of course, for people that don't know, she passed away back in, I think it was 2007, I want to say, for post-surgery complications. She was 58 years old. So Kanye now released a song with her name Sunday evening after Kim's post. It had some of this same footage in it. And he said, in loving memory of my incredible mother, he posted this to Twitter on her birthday. My mom reciting KRS-One lyrics. The song is called Donda. Is it Donda or Donda? I may be pronouncing that incorrectly, but it's Donda. Okay. Yeah. So Donda.
Oh, no, girl, you go ahead. I wasn't going to say that.
Yeah, no. My question to you is, of course, you know, this is a beautiful tribute to his mother. And I think that when you come around the anniversary of someone's birthday or the passing of someone that was so close to you, it can trigger a lot of emotion. So do you think the anticipation of his mother's birthday may have anything to do with some of his emotions being triggered? Or I know I have found myself more anxious at times, reacting differently to things when I know something painful is on my mind, or I'm anticipating an anniversary of someone who may have passed, or so. Do you think that this has anything to do with that? Like kind of his whole.
I feel like Kanye, much like myself, was a very big mama's boy. So I feel like, you know, like you said, when it comes up on an anniversary like that, I'm sure it's a huge sort of like trigger for him to sort of think about that and relive those memories. And if you have footage like we saw prior, I'm sure all of that stuff is really sad for him. That's why I wish, and I'm going to keep saying this when we talk about Kanye, I just wish that if he hasn't already, that he could get some help, because I want to see him happy, I want to see him healthy, and I want to see him and as an outsider looking in, I'm not sure if that is what's happening. Maybe he's figuring it out in his own way. You get what I'm saying? Can't really judge. I'm literally an outsider looking in. I just want him to be good. You ever just look at someone and you're like, you ain't got to be number one. You don't have to have the riches or anything like that. I just want you to be good. Even despite all of the mess and the garbage that he says, I will always link that back to his illness, for me specifically. So I just want him to get the help so that we can see something more positive from Kanye.
Yeah. On the same note, and I'm just playing devil's advocate, do you think that Kim bringing this up, you know, what was the right thing? I guess she was probably just teasing that his song was coming out with this footage, because like we said, we saw the footage in the clip Kanye also posted. But do you think kind of acknowledging that was helpful or not helpful? You know what I mean?
It might be helpful just for him to just have someone to talk to. You get what I'm saying? I'm sure there are things about Kanye that Kim knows that no one else will ever know in this lifetime. Right. So if anything, I'm glad that she, at least to us from the outside looking in, is being as good of a partner to Kanye as she probably humanly can.
Exactly. We wish Kanye the best. Losing a parent is not easy for anyone, and we hope that you know, he's doing okay. At the end of the day, like, you want people to win, and these kind of struggles are not easy. And so, you know, although it's part of life, it doesn't get easier with time. So we wish him the best. We hope he gets the help that he may need. And rest in peace to his mother, because obviously they shared such a special relationship. But on that note, let's talk about some fathers and daughters, because Stormi looks like Travis Scott in this new hilarious photo Chloe posted to Instagram. So she posted this photo. Look at these two-year-olds, True and Stormi, hanging out on Kylie's private jet. You know, neon signs. Look at that. I mean, they're just amazing. But what I want you to notice exactly is True staring at Stormi's donut. Like, she just wants a piece of that so bad. I mean, she's given her the stare down. Chloe captioned this, just a small piece of our little tribe of love. So first off, check out Stormi's hair, because she has Travis's hairdo. What do you think about that?
I love it.
Yeah, I do too. I think it's cute that she's twinning with her dad, because we also know that Kylie could not rock Stormi could not rock one of Kylie's wigs, because it would consume that little girl. So she can't put on Kylie's wig to match her mom's hairdo. So it's easy for her to have a little Travis Scott hairdo. And I thought it was super cute.
Karina is saying Kylie Air coming to airports near you. Would you fly Kylie Air? Like, if one of these airlines went under because of, you know, the Rona, and Kylie bought out the airline, girl, fly Kylie, girl?
I would 100% fly. Just for the story, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would definitely, for sure. Especially if they got better service than Delta, because Delta is my preferred, y'all. Delta or JetBlue, if I really have to. If it's better than Delta, girl, no, I'm flying, girl.
Oh yeah, JetBlue is great. she has like the neon, like the Virgin America. You know, Virgin America had that purple neon. So anyway, this was just a cute thing to see Stormi kind of twinning with her dad. But those two have the best life in the world. Like when I grow up, I want to be Stormi and True because between these two and culture, all these 2-year-olds have better lives than us. So we need to find
donuts and private flights, girl. Damn.
Exactly. Well, speaking of new Instagram photos, our boy Rob is still posting stuff on Instagram. The most recent photo he has posted, again, this angle, like I said, from his eyes down, it's his swim trunks and socks. And this is the photo right here. He captioned this with 2 pregnant lady and 2 of those purple demon emojis. So fans have started writing things in the comments like, who is pregnant? You're having a baby, pregnant demon. What do you think this caption means? There's no way he's having another baby, right? Or do you think he is?
I just think that Rob, and this is not me being rude or like judgmental or anything, but I really think that Rob just enjoys the fact that he can take photos from that angle and he can see his feet because he probably couldn't before. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm really not even trying to be funny. I think that's his way of showing the progress. Like, he could not take those photos before, and now it's like, get into my footwear because you can see it now. So I'm here for it. Shout out, Rob. Come on.
Yeah.
Get to sweating.
Yeah. I mean, I think that he is just loving. He is posting on his own Instagram applications, runs the account, or whatever, the Jenner Communications. But
I have a question. Why hasn't Khloe done a revenge body 2 to 3 week special of just her and Rob going to the health farm and working it out? That's her brand, right? Like, that's something that she should have done. That would have been good. Even during the quarantine, Rob and Khloe get fit or lose it all or something like that. You get what I'm saying? That should have been the digital series instead of her and Tristan looking stupid.
Right. Another
call from Chris on the Revolution hotline. A mess. Chris, get to work. Do your job so I could do mine.
On the next season of Revenge Body. I would totally watch that. I would love to see the sibling interaction and kind of the process of Rob going through, maybe we will see that, or maybe we will see that on this next season of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, which is very well could be true. Well, we are really coming to the end of the morning tea today. So let's get into the story of the day that we are most fascinated with, our OMT story of the day. This is pretty interesting because given Meg Thee Stallion's relationship with Jordyn Woods, we don't know what's going on. And fans seem to agree with us because they are going crazy. Meg Thee Stallion is getting called out for hanging out with Kylie Jenner after we know that she was kind of BFFs with Jordyn. So she went Instagram Live on Saturday with Kylie rocking these gold and black bikinis. They're chilling in a luxurious purple lit pool, which could be Kylie's pool. And then they were joined by rapper Tory Lanez. So, of course, we know that Meg and Jordyn spent a lot of time together in 2019. And even up until quarantine, they were still kind of hanging out. So fans started commenting on the repost of the video saying, wasn't Megan just hanging out with Jordyn? Megan's really that girl from high school that hangs out with everybody. Others said Kylie was trying to replace Jordyn with Megan. And then other fans were saying that Megan, they were commending Megan for being friendly with both women, saying, I like how Meg can hang out with Jordyn and Kylie, unbothered. Some of y'all jealous friends need to take notes. And Megan is really good at networking and keeping business and personal-ish separate, another fan said. So do you think that this really means, and do you think Meg is networking or is she actually friends with Kylie? And what is Tory Lanez in this whole madness?
Something that I brought up previously, Alex, when discussing this particular story was the fact that I think that Kylie is probably looking for ambassadors for her tequila line. And who are the biggest? We already know that the Kardashians are always trying to, well, I'll say this. I would not be surprised if the Kardashians tried to specifically market alcohol to Black people don't be surprised when that happens, y'all. I'm just gonna say that right now. And who better than to do it than Quarantine Radio and Queen of the Influencers, basically, Megan Thee Stallion. You get what I'm saying? You put some panties on her, Savage, fly out the store.
Good point.
You know, the boat with the Duce. So like that'll if Megan is one of the faces, Kylie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think that it's a shady thing. I don't even think it's a thing that involves Jordyn really too much at all.
I agree.
But we do know that in pop culture is to sort of bring everyone together. So I'm not surprised. It's even rumored that she's working with Cardi on music. So Nicki Minaj fans, are we all of a sudden going to own Megan Thee Stallion, who's done nothing because she's getting back and doing a song with Cardi? No, because we're mature. I think it's a business move.
I completely agree. I think this is 100% a business move. I do want to talk about the point that Tory Lanez is there because, of course, Meg was like rumored to be dating Tory originally, but then Tory's also been vocal on his own Instagram Live, his Quarantine Radio, about Kylie. He once called her a 75 out of 10 and said, I just got word that the most beautiful, the most poppin', I got a crush on you, but I can't go too far because you're already taken. The beautiful, the sexy, I hope I get a date with you one day, Kylie Jenner. That's how he introduced her on his Instagram Live one time. So do you think that Tory is there for Meg? Is he there for Kylie? What is going on there?
I think he's there to get the bag, honestly. I don't think that a lot of us expected the Quarantine Radio thing to be as massive as it was in terms of movement and impact on pop culture. If Kylie is as smart as I think that she can be at times, and Megan would be the first two people I would call to sell something of mine. Alcohol girl, those two, perfection. Now get the bag, Megan and Tory. Mm-hmm.
I love it. Yes, make that money because if that is why they are hanging out, then we know it's going to be successful with everything and all their platforms and having Kris Jenner run that Kylie. What is it called again?
I'm just calling it Kyla.
Okay, Kyla. We can think of so many names. On that note, that is all the tea or tequila, should I say, we have to spill today. But we'll save that for Tuesday. Of course, I'm Alex Schiffman. You can follow me on socials at Alex Schiffman. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Share with your friends. Courtney, where can everyone follow you?
For more mess that you may want to bless, you can follow me on social media as well as my own individual YouTube channel at Courtney Revolution. Take that and type it in up there.
Yes, and we will be back tomorrow for Tequila Tuesday, same time, 8:30 Pacific Standard Time, to spill all that tea and possibly tequila if Kylie comes out with it by tomorrow. But on that note, why don't you take us out, Courtney? Because it's time to wash our hands a little bit, I think.
All righty, we'll see you guys tomorrow. And now it's time for you to wash your hands, Leo. You gotta wash your hands. It's just wash your hands. Just scrub your hands.